BLSP stock update. So for the session of the 10th of September 2021, Blue Sphere Corp stock closed at $0.0007. Even though we're seeing some prices here, the ask is 0.02 and the bid is 0.01. Okay, that's good. That's good. It's good to see that. Okay. We have a position in Blue Sphere. It's important that we indicate that to you. The volume for that session is 6.61 million shares, and the average volume, or rather the float here, the shares outstanding here is saying 5.3 billion. On Yahoo Finance is saying 700 billion, and what is also in dispute as well is that the float is about 104.6 million shares is floated, and then the average daily volume for the last 10 days is 155 according to Yahoo Finance, but here on Charles Schwab it's saying 8.384 million. So amongst other things, that is an indication of certain things going on. Yahoo Finance is saying that their volumes, the figure of their volumes, comes from various sources. So yes, that rings a bell. Various sources. There's a good chance. I mean, we're not going to disregard any of them, but it's good to have these diverging figures. One saying 8.53 million, one saying 555 million as it concerns the average volume for the last 10 days. That's good. What it's certain is that there is some involvement in BLSP stock. It's still being traded. That is certain. That's absolutely the case. It's still being traded. Even though it has gone dark, we can't buy it anymore. I think the trading may have gone elsewhere. There's no doubt about it. I mean, indeed, we know, a lot of market participants can still buy over the phone, and of course, the fact that Blue Sphere has gone dark is not anything illegal. We all know that very well. I think by and large the reason why there's a restriction on it is because it's to some extent I wouldn't call it a meme stock, but it's of great interest to a lot of recent market participants, and they don't want people to. I mean, they don't want people to get burnt. Obviously the stock has gone dark. So there isn't enough disclosure. So in order to protect investors, yeah, they have to restrict the buying. Formally, because informally the stock is trading for sure. Informally it is most certainly trading, no doubt about that. So we can see what's going on here. Below here we can see the indicators are very much bearish. That's what you will expect, but all at the same time as well, you can see the stock is not even declining. It has converged with all of its short-term moving averages. The 50-day moving average, which is more of the intermediate, not a short, is also approaching them to converge as well. They have all been trading in one bunch at least since early August. So everything is completely flat here. But you will see what the readout here is saying. It's appears to be consolidating within a longer term uptrend. Yes, exactly, you would expect that since it's moving sideways, so there's no doubt that it's consolidating. Alibate also slightly inching downwards. The average directional index is below 20, indicating that the shares have traded sideways recently. However, the 200-day moving average is still sloping bullishly upwards, and it's easily underperforming the S&P 500. So yes, you can't cheat what's going on here. The 200-day moving average is still sloping bullishly upwards, but in no time it might also start to dip downwards. So we can also say that the underlying trend is still very much bullish. So let's move on and see what's going on with the momentum. Yes, this might surprise you as well. Momentum for BLSP stock is improving. It's improving. So if you think nothing's going on, something is going on, because I mean, some of these indicators, I mean, I believe they are, yes, the data is there and it's supporting it. it's improving. The momentum is improving. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors pay high, as investors begin to purchase shares. Okay, is it moving higher here? Okay, well, yes, you can see it just slightly inched up here, even though it is just, where is it now? It is okay, it's saying, I think it's just at 19.4. okay, so it's probably slightly oversold, but it's improving, I think. So I mean, that's what the readout here is saying. It's improving, and the unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term selling pressure is giving way to near term accumulation by traders. I mean, this is a validation. In previous videos we had some disparity. The volume, the momentum wasn't really saying that it was the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator wasn't really saying that the momentum was improving then, I believe in the previous video, and then the volume may be saying some other thing. But in this video, the volume and the momentum are in consonance. The volume is saying that people are buying, and the momentum, based on the 14-period slow stochastic oscillator, is indicating that the momentum is improving. And if momentum is improving, it is likely so because people are buying. Well, I've been going on about this buying, whether people are buying or not, and evidently we keep on getting these validations that people are indeed buying. You can see that the volatility for the last 10 days is 582.68%. It just simply means that people are definitely buying and selling drastically as well. People are doing just that. They are, the stock can easily reach a very high figure and also retrace to a very low figure, and it is, I mean, to some extent you may even be wondering, how could it be consolidating when it's also volatile? So I wouldn't say, if you want to say transparency not there anymore for BLSP stock, well, you could say that, but I think maybe it's as a consequence of being restricted, as a consequence of being restricted. And in as much as you may think of what the stock is, there's still money to be made on the stock, and fundamentally as well, there isn't really anything wrong about the stock. So speaking of being dark and the 300 shareholders of record, I think we have easily surpassed that number. And the issue is that, the question is there any other provision that these companies rely on to ensure that they disregard this rule? I know once the company reaches that 300 figure, they wouldn't just have to immediately come out and disclose their financials. They may still have a few months or weeks before they have to do that, or probably I have to refresh myself in that regard to see what the law and what the rule says. But you may also know that sometimes the rules may say something, but the interpretation of the rules are also different. Yes, the law can clearly state something, but the interpretation, especially by case laws, that is the laws, that is the cases, a lot of case laws. I mean, this is the interpretation of judges or courts. They may give the interpretation, to mean something else, or to mean something that is not as direct as what the law quoted or what the rules quoted. So there may be something. There, and I'm sure the transfer agent must have notified Blue Sphere about what's going on, about the fact that they now have over 300 shareholders of record. And I even believe that even if it's 500, if they're looking at, we have easily surpassed that 500. I believe so, because we received the document from the transfer agent, and we were 471, and I believe, account number 471. I want to believe that is shareholder number 471, and that was weeks ago. And we all know that the momentum has since swept through the blue sphere army space or blue sphere space, and people have taken up and are still taking up. If you go to Stocktwits, you see what's going on there. People are, sending some amount of shares to the blue sphere's transfer agent. So easily, I think we have easily even reached 500 shareholders of record. But the good thing is that the stock has not, even though it is retracing, we have all lost money and we can't buy anymore. It is a good time for us to improve our position. But the good thing is that the stock has not bottomed out completely, but at the same time as well, it is just the fact that it has retraced to this sort of levels makes it easy pickings for the company or indeed anybody to just come and buy all of us out. But be that as may, we are still there. We're still trudging on, and we all know that there's going to be a meeting. If you go to Stocktwits, there's going to be a shareholder meeting on the next Monday, 21st, I believe, 20th or 20th of 20th of October, September. There's going to be a shareholder meeting, so go over there and register. Go to Stocktwits, register, and participate in that meeting. And we'll continue to update you. Blue Sphere Corp, Blue Sphere Stock, BLSP closed that session, the session of the 10th of September 2021 at $0.0007, and the volume for that session was 6.6 million, and the average volume for the last 10 days is either 8.3 million or 155 million. So that's what's going on, and we'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.